2019. What's going on, guys? It's Karl here, back with the very first episode of 2019. I know that I'm a couple days early. I'm sure you guys will not mind. We are checking out desk setups. We've got a ton on the list, and today is all about the minimal setup. I've got a brand new monitor, a couple new components, and this is my 2019 minimal desk setup. So before we get started, if you haven't checked out my gift guide winners video, I made that on Christmas Day. I will leave that linked right up here. Just make sure you check it to see if you did win one of those Christmas giveaways. For those that did not win, I've got an extra little bonus. The gift giving has not ended for the year. It's got something to do with this little piece of this setup, which is actually my favorite as it's got two different things and it kind of serves two purposes. It's the high-rise duet by 12 South. On top, you can see that I've got my iPhone XS, and below that, in the same charging mechanism, I've got an Apple Watch Series 4. I've kind of got mine in the standard space gray with, of course, the Nike sports band. And for this very giveaway, I've partnered up with StockX watches. They've got a separate site. The rules are super simple. You can win your very own Apple Watch Series 4. Just head over to Instagram, follow their page. I will leave all of the info linked down below. Kick off the new year with a brand new smartwatch. They'll be announcing the winner, so just let me know if you do end up snagging it or if you are on StockX, and grab a pair of sneakers. These were my faves of last year. So back to this setup game. Like I mentioned, the high-rise duet is super versatile as it not only charges your iPhone, but also your Apple Watch. It's sleek, it's minimal, it's in space gray, and kind of fits this entire theme. To the monitor, which is brand new into the studio that just got set up the other day, it is the LG 34WK95U monitor. I got all of that naming right. It is their latest ultra-wide. I chose to get the completely flat one as I did have curved ones before. Of course, it is 34 inches, HDR and IPS display, and this time, finally, we have a Thunderbolt 3 port on an ultra-wide, and cable management becomes a breeze. I've currently got mine set up to my base Mac Mini, which I'm kind of loving this entire setup. I've got the Mac Mini actually propped straight upright. That only helps with cable management. I think it just makes the setup look better, to be honest. It's easier to get to the cables and it kind of hides them from snaking through the back. As it is USB-C, as long as you've got a MacBook Pro from 2016 and onwards, you can connect via one cable. Apple just did push out their latest software update, which makes this compatible. I know that people have had a few issues in the past, but as long as you do download that, you should be good to go and get a native 5K image on this beautiful ultra wide. I wouldn't say that the image is as crispy or as sharp as, say, one of my dedicated iMacs, which you see are now just resting in the back. It has gotten a lot sharper, especially for their ultra wide models. I think right now, if you are looking to get into the ultra wide monitor space, now is no better than a time, and especially as we've got CES upcoming in the next couple days. I'm sure LG will up the game and expect these guys to come down in price, as they always tend to do as the year goes on. LG's colors have definitely gotten better, especially when you're comparing this to my last year's 4K model. You can choose from a ton of different options, whether it's HDR, Vivid, Custom, DCI-P3, Rec 709, so there are a ton of different options, obviously depending what you use it for. But just like most LG displays, I love the thin bezels that wrap around. This one has little to no branding. The only LG logo that I did find was on the stand. You can actually daisy chain these monitors, so you can have 2, even 3 of these. Stay posted to a future video that I've got set up. I'm working on getting a multi-monitor display. Obviously, of course, that is not really minimal. Flanking the ultra-wide, we've got 2 Yamaha HS7s, and despite the fact that these are a couple years old, they are still some of the best studio monitors out there. Keep in mind that you will need an audio interface to rock that off of, say, your Mac Mini or even your MacBook Pro. For the mouse and keyboard combo, as I am rocking an Apple OS setup, I just grabbed my standard wireless keyboard and trackpad, using those from my iMac Pro. I know it might be a bit of a cop-out, but if you're not looking for something too crazy, especially if you're not gaming, you don't need a full mechanical keyboard. Apple just has stuff that works well together. It's minimal and once again looks very clean and modern in this setup. Hard drive options, I've kind of got two. You can take your pick. The first one is the CalDigit 4-bay SSD hard drive. This one's a bit more extreme, but if you are working with a ton of files, this one will stay at home as it does need to get plugged in. If you're looking for something a bit more mobile, I think that second one is also from CalDigit. I'll leave it linked down below. It's the Rough or Tough. It's got the protective orange rubber around the outside, so it's a bit more rugged. Probably a bit biased on my end, as I had to have a hint of orange in my setup. And that's honestly all you really need for a setup if you really want to keep things minimal. If you want to be a bit more productive, I think you can swap out the trackpad with, say, a dedicated mouse like the Logitech MX Master, so this will be better for video editing. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. In case any of you are wondering about the actual desk, it is an IKEA hack. It's actually a kitchen countertop that sits on top of two IKEA Alex drawers. But make sure you do stay posted for the multi-monitor setup, which will be coming very shortly. Make sure you check the links down below for your chance to win an Apple Watch Series 4 with StockX watches, and I'll catch the rest of you in one of my next episodes or vlogs. Peace!